he thinks, or who he thinks is the better Taliyah.
Thank you very much, guys. I'm joined by the middle laner for Splyce. Congratulations on your victory, Sencooks. So I guess there's a little bit of questions now to be answered. Who's the better Taliyah? You guys seem to be picking this more than a lot of other teams. You're flexing it, of course, now. Talk to me a little bit about choosing it in the mid lane as opposed to top.
Well, in top lane, I feel like it has like some niche picks where it's like super hard counter, especially because people don't play against it as much. In mid lane, it's been more played in solo queue, especially lately. I feel like after we got the 4 bans Taliyah in that week, I feel like everybody has played it in solo queue and it's banned every game, so people know how to play against it now compared to maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Okay, so it's definitely something that's been on people's radar now, and that's for sure. But you've also been pulling out a lot of other picks that have kind of surprised people. The Malzahar yesterday was a pretty big one as well, and it seems like Splyce as a team is always 1 or 2 steps ahead of the meta compared to a lot of other teams here in Europe. Why do you think that is?
I feel like in general, we have really big champion pools and we don't mind to play new champions. And if we play against the champion in solo queue that we think seems OP, then we will try it in scrims. And if it goes well, then we will keep playing it in scrims, obviously. And Malzahar has an insane win rate in solo queue, so... And Mickey was actually whining every game he played against Malzahar. I was like, this champ is OP. So I had to play it, and I agree with Mickey, it's actually OP.
Well, I'm glad it worked out for you guys. You picked up, of course, 1 point on that day, and you picked up 2 or 3 more today, I should say. With regards to what you guys choose to pick and how you guys have kind of locked up your play style, how much does your coach Yamato Cannon have to do with that and your evolution as a team?
Everything. Because when we came in as Stignitz as EU, when we got bought by Splyce, we had no clue how to play the game. The first scrim we had with Yamato was sitting in the chairs like, oh god, guys, we have a lot to learn. We didn't know how to play macro play at all. We were like, we can group mid guys so we can fight as 5. And I feel like last split, as I've said in a lot of interviews as well, it was like a rookie split for us, especially for me personally. And I feel like the macro play we have right now is on the highest level, especially in Europe.
You definitely seem to be improving at a meteoric rate, in all honesty. After some more points now, you guys are sitting in a very comfortable 3rd place position still. And you've got some teams like Fnatic H2K still up before the playoffs, and it looks like, in all honesty, you guys will go through quite easily into the postseason. Looking ahead, you guys are still strong. Where do you feel you stack up against the rest of the teams that are likely going to be in playoffs?
It's hard to say because it's in, what, 3 weeks' time now? Or like there's 2 weeks left, right? So I don't know. I feel like right now we're top 3 at least. I feel like Fnatic got Kikis now, so I'm not sure how good they were, but before they had Kikis, they had a bit of a slump. But I feel like we're definitely in the top 3 with T2 and Fnatic right now. So looking at how the way H2K played, especially yesterday, was a bit disappointing.
Things are definitely changing a little bit. Well, once again, congratulations, Sencooks, to you with the 3 points on the day, and looking forward to how you guys perform in the postseason. For now, though, we are going to go ahead and send it back to the analyst desk to break that game down and the series.
Thank you, Pyra, and thank you, Sencooks. And coincidentally, Sencooks is also our player of the game in this one. A great team effort again, but he did manage to step up and shine on that Taliyah, and it's always cool if someone does it on a relatively new champion as well.
Yes, Taliyah, I thought it was very impressive. Always exciting to see. The only issue I had with it was he kept forgetting that he could reactivate his ult to close it. We even saw multiple times where he cut off his own teammates because he forgot to turn it off. But other than that, fantastic performance.
Yeah, fantastic performance. We haven't finished the debate of who was better, but one thing...
Yeah, you made a Twitter poll.
I am the best.
Wow, you weren't an option. And neither was Bjergsen, people at home. Everybody's replying to me that Bjergsen's the best. He's not on Splyce.
@StressCast made a Twitter poll, so you can go vote on that.
Sencooks, he is on Splyce, and they have improved in a macro level. As he was saying, when they came out of Challenger, man, that series with Maus haunted me. It was like 28 dragons in 5 games.
Oh, I had blocked that, but I was desperate with that one.
That always just comes back every single time we talk about Splyce macro. But Splyce, in the early game of this game, a little bit more guns blazing.
Oh, yeah.
Couple of plays. The first one we wanted to take a look at up in the top lane, where they went for that tower dive, was really the beginning of a reinvigorated Splyce here in game 2. And Mickey and Cobby had been trading a lot in this lane. It's a Bard, it's a Sivir. You expect that a lot, but they get the slowdown first, and in comes Wonder, and then everybody just starts shifting up to the top side.
Yeah, the big problem here is that Splyce realized that there is no teleport available on Jax. He's already just used it to come back into the lane. Knight gets a little bit over-eager, trying to force something back, but unfortunately for him, he ends up falling prey to the Taliyah combo, the EW, and he ends up getting knocked back into a bit of a rocky situation. So good pickup coming out from Taliyah, and overall it was just, this was Giants not really properly communicating. Fisher highlighted on the cast, and really they should have been aware that there was no way for Smitty J to join in that fight and help turn that dive around.
Yeah, once the rock got rolling, it was all good for Splyce. They got off to a great start and it kept going for them. A much different story from the game before that. It was very linear. They were doing very well. We have an end game team fight as well where Taliyah goes off.
It goes off. This was first Smitty J dying on the bottom side. Of course, had a rough matchup just in general. First, again, Wonder got a kill, and the Aurelia Jax matchup just so difficult to actually come back into in the 1v1. But then we just went up to mid lane because, of course, Splyce can turn this fight back around as Senkox just deletes everybody from the map.
And just keep your eye on the wall coming out from Senkox. I just want to highlight it. Because he's keeping his team from getting up the kill. Fortunately, Mickey there is the clean that one up. But yes, this was Giants trying to force a play in the mid. They realized that their top laner was getting collapsed on. They felt like they have to make the play, but the gap was too big. Splyce turned it around.
It's all part of that plan. You got to add extra layers of complexity to your game when you're already winning a lot of games. Like you try a new champion, you try and hinder your other team from finishing the team fight. It's all planned by Yamato.
Got to hold Wonder back. Can't let him get any player of the game. Senkox is just trying to take all.
He was just putting his team between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, we're going to piece out of that. We're going to take a look at what happened over in the arena, because Vitality and the Unicorns of Love, they are still in game 2. What's the status, Stress?
So the status right now, 9 kills to 7, and Unicorns are up. Looks like we're actually just going straight into a fight. Police just managing to get himself out. Exile wants to get into the backline. But Vitality nearly turned this game around again. We're past 40 minutes, and again, Vitality are trying to hold on, but this time maybe not quite the same luck. As Cabochard, he's not on the Jax in this game, he's on the Gnar.
Well, I don't know about that, Stress, because we are in Vitality's base, and this does seem to be the point at which they turn games around for themselves. So I don't want to count them out just yet, but it is 42 minutes in. Unicorns look extremely confident. But to be fair, this game has been very back and forth overall.
Flame Horizon got it for Police at that point. They've managed to push Unicorns back, so at this point it still looks like it could be anyone's game. Malzahar is going to have a lot of damage this late on, and we've already seen a couple of fights turn back around from Nuke Duck. They've repelled them out of the base multiple times. So this game still looks like it could go either way. Vitality would love to pick up a second win here from the jaws of defeat and get themselves another 3 points maybe.
Yeah, but it would be good for the Unicorns of Love if they managed to close that one out. You guys can catch the tail end of that game over on LCS 1. But we are going to take a breather. When we come back, we'll have Schalke testing their might against the Fnatic powerhouse. Don't touch that browser as LCS continues in just a bit.
Into Flash, continues to run. Wonder and Trashy, they're running, they're looking for first blood, and Wonder finds it. In the mid lane, Maxlaw and Huston are being dropped. Senkox gets a double. They turn their attention to Knight. Mickey with an uncharacteristic miss. Here comes Senkox. He hops over. The wall will keep Sunstar alive for a few seconds, but the magical journey delivers Wonder for the quadra kill to Senkox. On the hunt, looking for Tempered Fate. Flies out, gonna tag Knight. Sunstar's already killed. A double knockback from the shove. That will seal the deal.